Are you part of the problem or part of the solution? What a question to ask ourselves. Sometimes we may think that we are part of the problem in this world. Sometimes we need to realize perhaps we're part of the solution, that we don't make the problem, but we're here because we have the solution. Yes, indeed. This is a heavyweight question, a question that we must ask ourselves once in a while in our own life's journey. As we go through life, are we becoming more of a problem or are we becoming more of a solution? Are you the problem or are you the solution? Well, as human beings, we are all going to be part of both. Sometimes we inevitably ended up becoming part of the problem. Intentionally, unintentionally, inadvertently or advertently, we do things that have consequences and creates problems. But we don't leave it at the problem, but we rather find a solution. At some point in life, we need to ask ourselves the question, how much longer am I going to be the problem? Perhaps now I have to start to become part of this solution. So we need to understand that indeed, when we were born, the day we were born, God said the world can no longer exist without us. So yes, you and I were created by God for a specific purpose and a specific reason. God put us on this world with a mission, and God gave us choices, and God gave us free will, and He also gave us a battle, a challenge that we're challenged with all day, every day. And that is the challenge between the two forces, the positive forces, the forces of the good, of our godly soul, and then we have the negative, the evil, the animal soul that drags us in the other direction. And this is a continuous battle. That God had a reason why He wanted us human beings to be in battle all day long between these two forces. Yes, indeed, God could have created us as robots. God could have created us with only the divine godly soul, and we wouldn't have any challenges. But without a challenge, we haven't accomplished anything. It is through the challenges that we get to accomplish life. So God gave us these challenges. Now with those challenges, it puts us on one or the other side. Yes, when we listen to the evil inclination, we become the problem. We become part of the problem. But and then when we pause and we realize that we have a godly soul, and we realize that we can choose right from wrong, then all of a sudden we are no longer part of the problem, we become part of the solution. And we begin listening to our godly soul. We begin following the inspiration from our godly soul, that when we see a problem, we no longer see it as a problem, rather we become the solution. And this is something which we need to implement in our own personal life, in our own personal journey, that when we find ourselves in a problematic situation, let's not get caught up in the problem, but remember, to every problem there's a solution, and now you are the solution. Remember, you are the solution. You're not the problem. You are the solution. God will give you the wisdom to know how to be the solution. Now that's internally with yourself. Now the same thing is when you go about your day and you are privy to people who get into an argument, situations happen at work, you need to decide, are you going to become part of the problem or can you become this solution? And God has put you in this situation so that you can become this solution. That you no longer are the problem, but from now on, you are the solution. Imagine that you are carrying God's gift, God's energy, God's power to resolve the conflict, to become the solution to the problem. How beautiful it is when we can bring a solution to a problem that we're faced with. There are too many problems out there. There's not enough solutions. But to every problem, God did create this solution. So the first solution is resolving your own problem. When you get over your own problems and you realize that from now on, I'm only going to deal with the solutions, then the world is going to become a world that you're going to realize that you are so much more effective and so much more meaningful and purposeful because you're no longer part of the problem, you're part of the solution. Let me share with you a story that my late father shared with me about a bird. His name was Tsip Tsip. The bird was ready to leave its nest. And the mother bird told the bird, Tsip Tsip, I want you to leave the nest. And this is for your own benefit, for your own growth, and fly to the east. And you'll find the east is absolutely beautiful. Tsip Tsip flew all the way to the east. A little while later, he flies back to his nest and tells the mother bird, Mother bird, the east is disgusting. It stinks. There's such a horrible stench. Why did you tell me it's beautiful there? It's horrible. Okay, mother says, why don't you go to the west? Tsip Tsip goes off to the west. Comes all the ways to the west. A little while later, the bird comes back to the nest. Says, Mama, the stench there is so unbearable. It's almost like the east. It's disgusting. Why do you tell me it's beautiful there? Mama says, okay, go to the south. The bird takes off to the south, comes back, same report. It's disgusting. It's repulsive. I cannot take it there. The mother says, he's got one more choice. Go to the north. Tsip Tsip goes to the north, comes back, and has the same report. It smells just as bad as the east, the west, the south. The whole world stinks. Mama, why did you tell me it's a beautiful world out there? Wherever I go, it stinks. And the mama says, let me look at you. And she takes a look under the bird's beak and sees a big, smelly piece of dirt. She flicks it off. And now she tells Tsip Tsip, you know what your problem was? The problem was wherever you went. The problem was in you. Wherever you went, you took your problem with you. That's why it smelt in the east, the west, the south, and the north. Now that I've taken the problem off you, you're no longer going to bring the problem with you. Wherever you're going to go, it's going to be beautiful. This anecdote is so true in our life that sometimes we take our problems with us out there and we make our problems other people's problems. And wherever we go, we're going to see problems because we haven't created our own solution. We haven't flicked off our problem. Because once we're able to do that, then wherever we go, there's no longer going to be problems. We're going to be the solution. And the way we do that is by realizing and recognizing and appreciating all the gifts that God has given us, all the talents God has given us. Even if others don't appreciate it, but you appreciate it, you realize who you are. You realize that you are an ambassador of God. You are an extension of God. You have a part of divine in you. And God is counting on you to go out there and to be the solution. So you're no longer the problem. From now on, you are this solution. You will be the solution to not only to people's problems, but to the world's problems. Because ultimately, the biggest solution to the biggest problem is bringing an end to all the suffering that we have been through all these years and welcome in better and greater times. And as the Torah has promised us, that there is going to be the Messianic times, that the Messiah is going to arrive and is going to eradicate all the problems in the world. That it's going to be a new world order where everyone is going to see godliness in a revealed way. Everyone is going to know God. And there's not going to be any more war, any more sickness, any more hunger, any more strife, any more jealousy, any more anger. It's going to be the world the way God envisioned it to be. And the way we make that happen is by each one of us doing the best we can, in doing the best we can with each other, for each other, with kindness, with unconditional love, with joy, with happiness, observing as many commandments as we can, especially the 7 Noahide laws, that's for the general world, and to study the Torah, to study the Bible, and to live by it as best as we can. Every day we do an extra good deed that will usher in the era of the Messianic times. God bless you. God loves you.